What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Thai Life channel. My name is Min, and today I'm going to show you how to do a simple ombre set but using forms, or you can call it sculpting. And a lot of you guys probably wondering, like, when do we use sculpting or when do we use tips? Is it good for the clients? All of that's going to be answered in this video, y'all. By the end of this video, I want you guys to make sure you guys are comfortable, because honestly, I have never done an ombre using form. But this client's right here, she came in and that's what she wanted. And my job is I have to deliver. So something that I've never done before, the first thing I'm just gonna think about is, hey, the process is still the same. It's just using a different type of base to do extensions. That's what form is for. So we got tips. Tips is all laid out for you with the plastic, you glue it on. Form is a little bit more difficult when it comes to applying onto the client's finger, because sometimes the client's fingernail are short, like this one right here. She doesn't really have any type of length growing out. It's hard to really plug the form under her nails, but I was able to do it, and it was challenging for me, but I had to try it out. And that's all you can do as a nail tech. You give it your best. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in with this glitter ombre, okay? And she wants the glitter to be on the tip, blended in with the nude. That is the easy part. Now is how do you add that onto the form? And of course, like I said earlier, the form was very difficult to apply, but these form right here that I got, they're easy to put on. You have to put them on without using glove to begin with, because forms are sticky. When you wear a glove, it sticks on the glove and it's gonna give you a hard time applying it. So that's what I did. Once I set it in, I put the primer, everything should be good to go. You don't want that form to have any type of movement. You want it to be nice and firm onto the nails. So when it comes to applying glitters, you guys have to understand that, first of all, it is a very cold season right now. So it really affects the acrylic and the monomers. You're gonna get very drippy. And the thing about glitter acrylic is that they're very long. It takes longer for them to dry, okay? And keep that in mind is very important, because you know that it's gonna give you some time before it dries, so it might drip more. So you might have to spend on forming the shape as you are adding the acrylic onto the nails. When I'm doing this part right here, my goal is just lay the platform, making sure that it's nice and smooth. But the main thing is forming the shape as I'm doing this form at the same time. So the shape that you're going to form, it really depends on the clients and the length of the nails. A lot of clients who's gonna get extensions with form and they want really long nails, they get the coffin, you know, they hardly do the taper square. This client right here, she's not really going out long. She's not like going too short, kind of like in the medium length. So the kind of shape that I'm going to give her is a taper square. And as a nail tech, what you want to do when it comes to shaping is you want to shape based on the nails and the hands that is given to you in front of you. But we talk about that a little bit more in this video. But back to forming this glitter onto this sculpting form. It's taking me some time because I'm trying to work with the temperature of the acrylic. I did heat up the acrylic to enhance the dryness so it's not too drippy, but it was still giving me a hard time. And that's just something that you just have to work with when it comes to applying glitter, because glitters are not 100% acrylic. It's mixed with acrylic. So because of that, it takes more acrylic and more powder to really dry the foundation together. So other than that, just take your time during this part. Don't rush. Don't really just, speed it through. This kind of set right here is going to take around an hour and a half to 2 hours. When do we really use form and when do we really use tips? That really depends on the clients. some clients, they just really want the form because they find it interesting. They find it that, hey, I haven't had form before, I want to try it. But in my expertise in the form, I usually like to use form for clients with certain type of nails. Like, for example, have you guys ever applied tips onto someone's nails and when they come back it's lifting on the side, or their new nail growth is in a different form versus the tips? So the thing about sculpting or freeform is that you're able to sculpt the acrylic wrapping around the nails of the natural nail of the clients. So when you guys are doing that, high chance that when the new growth of the nail comes out, it will grow with the acrylic. And that is why people prefer form. On top of that, if you are able to apply the form paper nicely and smoothly, fast, form is actually faster than applying tips, because applying tips takes time. Adding form, you literally using these form stickers and to stick it onto the nails, and when you start shaping to whatever the client's shape that they would desire, you can just use the acrylic method and form the shape as you go. And these kind of forms, they have like the grid on it, so you're able to determine what length that the clients want and how to really shift the acrylic into the shape that the clients want. So that's when we able to determine when we actually use form or tip. They both good, just in a different method of applying extension. So as I'm continuing how to do this acrylic ombre. So as you can see, I'm forming the shape as I'm going. I know at this moment right here, the acrylic is actually taking longer time for it to dry. So I'm just going to take my time forming the shape, having conversation with my clients. And it's really simple, but I know a lot of you guys out there who are new to the nail industry or just so used to doing tip application, form is not really that bad. A lot of times I actually use freeform is like when the clients come in and they have a chip on their fingernails. Form is very useful when it comes to fixing those little minor stuff, because you, instead of taking off the whole tip, which can take you time and depends on how hard the nail is onto the client's finger, what you want to do is you just add a form on there, fix the crack, fix the chip, and then she's good to go. So that's also other reasons why you use form. And you know, as a nail tech, we shouldn't be intimidated of using different method when it comes to doing nails. Is because if you really like into hustling this industry, you really wanting to make money and you really want to stand out, knowing how to do a lot of different method in the nail extension is very important. I feel like there are some other product out there, yes, it's made for like home remedy, but as a nail tech, it's important that if you are in the industry, it's good to know those little things, even though you don't use it, but at least know about it so that you don't feel like you're off tune. You know, the worst thing that you want to do as a nail tech is not know, hey, what is trending and how come you don't know nothing about that. Because just be educated doesn't mean you have to use it. You know what I mean? Have some opinion on it, but that's pretty much it. So here we are, finishing up on the last thumb, and I apologize if sometimes I go off and talk about other stuff because I'm very emotional when it comes to doing this industry. I've been doing it for so long, and I just really care a lot about my clients and I care about my craft. And I think that's so important too, is really caring about what you do and loving what you do, because that's the start of you making that career going for you. Okay, don't do it for the money yet, because when you're new, money ain't gonna get there. But you just gotta have a system, have a way of your booking, have a way of really just getting the client's attention. That's really going to help you in the long run, because it's gonna take you time to build that clientele. You know what I mean? But as you see how I am applying, if you guys are not sure how to do an ombre, the reason why we put the first coat of acrylic 3/4 of the nails, it's really just so that it can have a nice blend dragging it down. Always towards the tip of the top of the acrylic, you want to make sure that you want to have a very nice smooth touch on that and kind of drag most of the color towards the tips. Also remember, picking the right cover blend is very important when it comes to doing ombre, because if you pick the wrong cover blend, high chance it can see through the second coat of the acrylic, or sometimes it's just going to give you a hard time to make that blend. If it's too light, sometimes you can see the drag of the blend, and if it's too soft, you can see through it, and you don't want none of that. So the ring finger, this client right here, she just want a different type of glitter green on that fingernail. So I'm just gonna go in with the rosebud nude to really cover up that, using as a base, since I'm also using this acrylic color to to really make that ombre blend. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So this process right here did take me a while, because like I say, the weather was involved. It was cold. I did heat up the acrylic, but somehow it was taking a long time for it to really dry the acrylic. And in this video, I'm going to show you the problem that I actually face in the middle of this process when I'm starting to take off the form. The form was coming off, and it was taking the acrylic with it too. So you guys will see that later in the video. So as I'm trying to finish up this last finger right here, you can just tell by how it's dripping right there, right? Like you can just look at the acrylic. The moment I put it down, it just kind of like melt all the way down. So when you guys are doing acrylic application, you want to make sure you hold the client's finger pointing it downward. The reason is when you point it downward, you're gonna give that gravity to the acrylic going straight down. It's kind of helping you forming that side wall at the same time when you guys are applying acrylic. So that's very important right there to know. It's like a little technique. It's good to know. I do that with all my acrylic application. It's just holding the fingers of the clients, and you just got to make sure the client's resting their hand on your hands, so that it just when they're more relaxed, you're able to move their fingers certain direction to help them. So here it is. I'm about to do the blended, but I tell you what, I want to take off the form, and look, this is what happened right here. I took it off and it was not dry yet. And some of y'all probably thinking like, how come I did not put the glitter acrylic on thick enough? But I was planning on doing an ombre, so I'm going to just create a very thin base so I can blend it in and then add a protection clear coat over it. That's my plan. So I just have to redo it, no biggie. But like I say, if you and I also forgot to really get my acrylic brush and tap on the acrylic to know if it's hard or not, because I figure that's the pinky. By the time I finish all the other fingers and I go back to it, it should be able to dry. It usually works very well during the summertime. Like I say, the temperature does affect your acrylic application. It does affect the way the acrylic dries, and that is something that you just have to learn as you go, becoming a nail tech experientially. You know what I mean? But other than that, I just went ahead and fixed it. I did not panic at all. The client was pretty cool about it. She was like, oh wow, I never seen that. So I told her it never really happened to me. So hey, you just move on and you fix it. And the reason why I like to take off my form before I start doing the blending, because sometimes when the form is sitting where it's sitting, it can get in the way of your brushing down the acrylic, making it nice and smooth. I just don't like things to be in my way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this finger, and I'm going to try to take off the form, but making sure that I'm being more gentle this time. I should not just rip it like that. Some of these forms, they stay on pretty well, but you can see now I'm taking more time dragging this procedure out just to fix this finger. And that is something I really hate to do, because as a nail tech, I'm always planning. I'm always like looking at the clock, because I have my next appointment waiting for me, and you don't want to make sure that they wait too long. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about doing this moment, but just thinking about like by the time my next client show up, I don't want her to wait for me. And that's just the goal too, because I want to work efficiently. I want to make sure that my time is correct, and I don't rush. Most of these process right here, like I say, I gave my clients around 2 hours. It should be able to knock out the park with any type of design. But these are the little things that stops you that you don't expect. You don't plan for that. Like, who plans for the acrylic to fall off in the middle of the service? Nobody plans for that. And the same thing with this one. Look at this, y'all. I take this off and look what happened. Like, it was still wet, and look at that. Oh man, but I didn't rip it off all the way. I'm gonna tape it back on, and I'm just gonna go ahead and lay another layer of the glitter on. Like I say earlier, the glitter is very hard for it to dry fast to y'all. Even in the summer, it's one of those things where you just have to know it takes time for it to dry. So be patient. I think that was my mistake. I tried to be efficient, but I guess I should have checked before I move on to the next one. But no biggie, you know what I mean? Things gonna be all good. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss that old piece of paper away that I just did. The reason is that paper right there had a lot of glitter staying on the paper, and when I'm applying the cover up nude, I don't want any type of glitter to touch my nude and my monomers, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go ahead and get a brand new piece of paper. As you can see how when I pick up the bead, I kind of have to sit there and wait a little bit. Like I didn't really put it on the nail right away. The reason is, again, back to being that cold temperature. And even if you have the heater on, it just imagine if the acrylic's been sitting there overnight, cold, lonely, sad, nobody's there to touch. You know how it is. So it gets cold. You know what I mean? Like, just imagine you at home, you by yourself, and you got nobody to hold on a lonely night, and it's cold. You know what I mean? You wake up with the chills. So same thing with these acrylic, y'all. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, as I'm trying to blend it, the goal of blending the ombre is really just, making it nice and smooth. Making sure the blend drags really nicely. There's really no difference between 1B, 2B. Some people want to do 1B and get it over with. I like to do multiple B until it looks good to my eyes. You know what I mean? That is one of those things where I really care about. Because at this moment right here, it's like you're almost creating this beautiful ombre. And the ombre, the main thing is all about the blend. And this blend right here, it was kind of hard for me, y'all. It's because the hard part is that the green glitter was pretty dominant. I didn't expect it to be that dominant. Like, when I say dominant, meaning like you gotta have a couple layers of the cover up blend just to like not see the bottom layer of the nails. So that's what I was doing. You know what I mean? So, but it's looking good though. You just gotta trust the process. And like I say, this is intimidating stuff, y'all, but y'all can do it. If y'all in the nail game and y'all want to make money, this is something that I charge around $90. Yeah, $90 is actually my starting out as using sculpting, and any design above that, it just goes above $90. But $90, it takes you around an hour and a half to 2 hours, and that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? And like I say, it's really easy. The reason is you're able to form that shape as you are applying the acrylic, whatever design that the clients want to put on top. But the hard part, like I say, is doing ombre. Because really, if you guys are doing form and you guys are just doing one solid acrylic color, it's really easy, because now you can just lay one type of color on the form, and you can lay however you want, how thick you want, and you can like carve it later, right? But this one is an ombre, so it's like I'm gonna go through a couple process of different color acrylic to make it work. And I knew it's gonna take me time, you know what I mean? Especially this client right here, y'all. Her nails, it was tiny. She got the littlest finger. She was tall, but she got the Little tiny little fingernails I have ever seen, y'all. Every single of her finger, right? They look like a pinky, y'all. They do. They look like a pinky. And you know, I just had to work with it. You know what I mean? But like I say, I was getting kind of tired at this moment due to the fact that, you know, it's not drying fast enough. And you know, one of those things is like when you have a client and you doing something that you so used to getting it done like within an hour and 15 minutes. This thing actually took me a little bit longer than I thought. And you know, that's when you know that, hey, it's a challenge. But I wasn't afraid of the challenge. I was just getting tired that, man, this stuff is not drying fast enough. You know, I did heat up the equipment. I even have a heater right next to my station, y'all. So that's one of those things where, like, man, I say just F this. I'm just going to do it. But look at the blend, y'all. Look how clean that looks. You know what I mean? Look at that. That thing is so clean. And you know what? I tell you, the shaping is so easy after you do this part. Everything is easy after this part. You know, the application is probably the most crafty part in this procedure right here. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video so far, because honestly, if you do, give me a thumbs up, man. I love it when y'all give me some thumbs up. Leave it in the comment. Let me know what y'all think about freeform. And let me know what y'all think about tips. You know, is it worth doing form or is it worth doing tips? And what do y'all prefer as a client and as a nail tech? You know what I mean? And if y'all don't get your nails done, leave it in the comment too, because I want to know why you don't get your nails done. I know a lot of people don't get their nails done. Maybe financial problem, maybe of jobs, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But hey, you might not get your nails done. That don't mean you don't do nails. Because a lot of Asian people, man, they do nails and they don't even get the nails done. But anyways, sorry about getting back off track again, y'all. But I'm excited. I'm about to finish up this thumb. The ombre's looking good. Look at that. I'm about to blend it in, yo. But you can see it. Let me add another coat on that, because you can see it's like you can still see the green under there and all that. And you don't want to see that green right there. Boom. Just gonna keep dragging it out again. That's it. Keep it nice and simple. Yeah, and that's how you do it, y'all. You just gotta trust the process, man. I'm not no science rocket here, you know what I mean? But we just out here, you know, just trying to perform. And I think this is something I love to teach, because, you know, I care about y'all. I want to make sure, you know, you guys get the insight. And this is actually a simple set though, and it's good money, because it's an ombre. As you can see, as I'm trying to take that sticker out, I don't want to be rough anymore. Like, I don't want that thing to fall out. But, you know, I trust the process. Once you put the second layer of acrylic on, it's thicker. The lower surface should be dry by then you're good. You know what I mean? But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of blend it in a little bit more, because as I'm taking off that finger earlier, now I'm going to try and make sure it's blend. There we go. You see, you just got to look, check it out, make sure everything looks right. Man, she was loving it, y'all. Can y'all believe she has not got her nails done for like years? Yep, and those were some tiny fingers. So what I'm going to do, y'all, because I did some glitter acrylic and some nude, I'm going to go ahead and put a clear acrylic over that. The thing about putting clear acrylic over the glitter acrylic is that first you're protecting the glitter, because if you use the electric file and you file off the glitter, it's going to all turn silver, okay? And by adding this nice clear on there, it's going to help with the blend a little bit more. It's just going to kind of fog it up a little bit just to get that nice blend on the ombre, you know? And at the same time, it's just adding a little bit of apex, adding it more like just to, you know, enhance the nail strength. Because like I say earlier, when I'm applying these kind of stuff on the form, I'm making it very thin, because I know I was going to go in with the clear, with the nude. So there was a lot of layer I was going to put it up. So I'm going to set myself up to where it's a perfect thickness. I don't want it to be too thick where the client's walking around, you know, handshaking people and start breaking their bones and everything with their fingernails. There, you know, you don't want to make it lethal, y'all. You know, anything you guys do, gotta have a balance. I see a lot of nail tech out there. Every time they wear those extendos and I get close to the nail, my God, those acrylic are hella thick, yo. I'm talking about it is so thick that and then on top of that, they put all the big ass jewels and big ass diamond, teddy bear, gummy bears, all of that. And then it looks nice from far, and then when you get close to it, it look like goddamn swap meet. Somebody just went and bought a bunch of gems and just slap it on their goddamn nails. And the nail is so thick. Everything, yo. And on top of that, man, can y'all imagine like just walking around with them teddy bear sticking out? How you even function, y'all? I mean, I'm just saying, it looks cute and all, but y'all need to like, make sure you got a perfect balanced acrylic, y'all. Some of y'all make your acrylic so damn thick. It's ridiculous. And the thing about the Asian salons, they don't make it thick. They make it thin because they want to get your ass out of there. And then I see some individual nail tech, they make them hella thick, yo. Man, everything got to have a balance, y'all. So here it is with the shaping, y'all. So let me tell y'all something about the shaping. When it comes to shaping the nails, a lot of clients going to come in and they're going to be hella bullshit. They're going to be like, oh, I want coffin. And they end up getting some little bitty length, okay? And then you get some client who got some long ass nail and they don't want coffin. They want like, oh, I just want them nice and square. And it walks out looking like a duck feet. So what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to doing nails, the length has to go with the hand. And the hand has to go with the finger, and the finger has to go with the nails, okay? That's why all of those are connected to your hand, okay? Don't go crazy. Okay, if somebody who's gonna go in with the short nails and they say they want coffin, you gotta be a realistic nail tech and say, look, what you asking for is called taper square, okay? And if they come in and they got some nails and they say they want it coffin, you gotta let them know like, look, honey, if you're getting this length, we can do a coffin. If you're getting this length, you can't do coffin. You just gotta explain to the clients. Like this client right here, she got medium length. So I'm going to go in between a coffin, yo, and a taper square, okay? Because like I say, she got some little bitty hand. Every single of her finger look like a pinky, okay? And I'm not trying to go coffin on her because that's going to make her fingernail out of proportion. You see what I'm saying? So same thing. If you have a client that's coming in and she got some short ass nails. She said she wanted an almond shape. What she meant was she just want them round, okay? You go almond on her. Next thing you know, you start seeing her bone sticking out, okay? There's a length to every shape, y'all. And we need to understand that. You can't just go in and listen to what the clients ask for. Half of the clients don't even do nails. They're going to ask you what they saw on TV and hoping that you're able to deliver. So tell them what you're able to do with that certain type of length. And that's how you get the shape on point. And here we go. So when you shape the nail, you got to make sure, y'all, you keep it nice and straight on the side, on the top, everything, y'all. You got to see, I'm trying to explain to the client how straight the nail should be. Can you see by my hand movement? So same thing, y'all. Keep it nice and straight on the side. Bring it up and down. You see the way I'm holding her finger? You see I'm using my finger to like protect her cuticle side? You got to press that down to get deep into the nails to get that shape nice. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that everything you do, you keep it straight. Everything you do, you balance it out from one side to the other side. You cannot shift one side more than the other side, y'all. Y'all cannot do that. That's how y'all create crooked fingernails, okay? Everything y'all do, give some love on the other side. You know what I mean? If that booty gets smacked 3 times on the left, you gotta smack the other booty 3 times on the right. Same thing how you shape a nails. Y'all know what I mean? Y'all just gotta do like that. Don't be shy now, okay? And y'all gotta shape the top. If y'all wanna shape the top, y'all gotta keep it straight. I see some people shaping the top and next thing you know it becomes round. Keep it nice and straight. And I know some of y'all hold the file and y'all go up and down. That's fine too. You know what I mean? There's technique to everything. And as you guys are shaping the client's nails, y'all gotta hold on to the nail kind of firm so that it doesn't vibrate on the client's nails. okay? You don't want that file to vibrate. It's irritating, it's painful, and it's uncomfortable. And why would you want the clients to experience that? You know what I mean? So don't let the clients experience that, y'all. But I'm about to shape this nail down, and you can see this is the easy part for me right here. You know what I mean? The hard part is over. It's creating that acrylic nails. I'm all about forming the shape now. I'm excited for it. But this is not over yet, y'all. After y'all form the shape, you know, you got to go in with the electric file. And that is the second hardest thing in this service, y'all. I know a lot of y'all out there who are nervous when it comes to using the electric file. And if y'all nail tech are nervous using the electric file, I don't blame why the clients are not nervous. They should be nervous. For the love of God, that drill, if you don't use it right, it's gonna hurt the clients, y'all. But that drill is where the money making is, y'all, when it comes to the shape of the nails. Even if you use your hand file to shape the nails, that shape is not 100% perfect, y'all, because that cuticle is not flush. That means that acrylic that you applied on earlier is still thick around the cuticle line, and y'all need to flush that thing down. And that's how you prevent from lifting. So the way I do this is I'm gonna go ahead and start from one side, and I'm gonna work my way to the cuticle, and from the cuticle, I'm gonna work my way to the other side. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna work on that side, cuticle, and go on the other side. I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna repeat until I see it nice and smooth flush down to the nails. Yes, you wanna get close to the nails, but you don't want that blade to damage the natural nails. I have seen that so many times, okay? People who rush doing this part right here always end up making mistakes. Don't rush, y'all. This drill is running fast, thousands of RPM, okay? Concentrate, focus, use the right technique, hold the client's finger the right way, have your finger touching your other hand for stability, okay? That is the key to really stabilize the electric drill. That is the key to be in full control when it comes to using the drill. Everybody needs to know how to use the drill, y'all. Clients that, nail techs that tell me they don't use the drill and they can still shape, that's bullshit, okay? And I don't play with bullshit, okay? You gotta know how to flush the drill. And then as you flushing the drill, that cuticle is gonna look clean, y'all. You know what I mean? You can create a nice apex. You know what I mean? That's what flushing the cuticle is. Everything that you need, that you see like a nice shape of nail in the Instagram picture, this is how they do it, y'all. Buff it good, y'all. When it comes to the buffing, there's different type of grid. I like to use the fine grid when it comes to buffing the nails. I like smooth surface. The hard grid, the coarse one, it kind of scratchy, so it scratches the nails, and I don't want to scratch the nail. I want to smooth out the surface. So you know, you buff it side to side, up and down, under the nails. And I tell you what, y'all, at the end, this client right here, look at that. She was loving it, y'all. She was feeling her nails. She haven't had acrylic on for years, and that's what she ended up getting finally. I hope you guys enjoyed this videos. I hope you guys really learned something in this videos. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you guys share this video to everyone that you guys know. And thank you very much, and I will definitely see you on my next